Hello, hi, welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. This is going to be a birthday message for the sign of Taurus. What is going on, Taurus? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Alright, guys, like it says here on the thumbnail, how it says on the tin, this is your birthday reading, Taurus. So happy birthday to you here in 2020, whether you're celebrating at the end of April or later on in May, whenever your special day is. I hope it's a great time. I hope you have a fabulous time with people that you know and love. Celebrate yourself. I am of the personal belief that everybody should take the day off for their birthday. Everybody, if you're working or something. lucky you if your birthday falls on a Saturday. But anyway, take time for yourself, indulge yourself, relax, celebrate, have some cake, have some ice cream, have an adult beverage, have a fruit smoothie, whatever you're into, okay? Anyway, guys, this reading is a little bit different than the last time that I did it for you guys in 2020, so I'll explain it a little bit before we get started. But anyway, anything you want from me is in the timestamp. Timestamp is down, in the timestamp. It's in the description box, Timestamp is down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me is down there. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I give you a link for that down there as well. Oh, and before I get into the spiel, announcement here. If you're interested in catching me live during your season when I read for you guys for free, absolutely for free, you can catch me either on May 8th or May 9th. I'm going to announce it here on the channel. I'll show it on my Instagram. I'll lead up to it. I'll give you guys heads up. But I usually go live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. So if you want to hang out, feel free to join me on either the 8th or the 9th. I haven't decided yet, so I'll let you guys know as the date approaches, okay? So this reading, it's changed a little bit since last time you maybe have seen it. So top line is going to be, and these are Kipper cards, if you did not know. So on the top line here, what we have is central focus or the influencing energy regarding your body, your mind, your body, your physical surroundings, your health, and your spirit. Down here in the bottom left corner, we're going to talk about the central focus or influencing energy around your life purpose, not what your life purpose is, but what's influencing it right now, what's affecting it right now, okay? And then down here in the bottom right corner, we're going to talk about any type of soulmate relationships you have, soul tie, karmic partner, twin flame, whatever. And again, central focus or the influencing energies, okay? This deck, can't even talk today, guys. This deck has been shuffled and meditated upon off camera, so we're good to go here. So we're going to start with this top left corner. Again, this is the central focus or the influencing energy surrounding your mental body at this time, your mind, your consciousness, all of that good stuff, okay? So you guys have card number 12, Privileged Lady. So on its face, some of you might be a privileged lady or a woman, a female, in particular pride of place. You might have a lot going for you. Might have, as this card depicts, this is like Victorian England, or at least Victorian Europe, I should say. Not necessarily just England. So some of you might be courting, like really in the prime of your life is what this feels like. Again, not for everybody, because not all of us are the exact same age at this time, but beyond that, if it's not you, this person is on your mind, or someone like this is on your mind, yes? For some of you, this could be your daughter, your granddaughter, your sister. And Kipper is different. When gender shows up, it's usually pretty specific, but since I'm wrapping it with tarot, we can open this up just a tad to allow for feminine energies, but in many of your cases, this is going to be a female. Now, if this is an external person, if it's not you, if it's someone who, if it's not you, I feel you worry about this person, or if I have to be honest, Taurus, you might be a little jealous of this person, envious of this person, or they try to bait you into being jealous of them. You could work for this person. Some of you might have a boss, and they are, for lack of a better word at this moment, a celebrity or something like that, or somebody who is just of a high social status. And this person, if you know this person personally, whether you're related to them, you work for them, whatever it is, if you know them intimately, let's say it that way, if you have a relationship with them to speak of, I feel it's like a hot and cold kind of relationship. Maybe like frenemies or something, I don't think you there are times when this person is really good to you and times when they're not so good to you. Or at least the vibe between you is good, and then sometimes the vibe between you is not so good. And it's giving me this vibe of like this person is, they can be preoccupied or stressed or overwhelmed in one area of their, like they scapegoat other people, or they scapegoat in the wrong direction, you know, taking it out on someone else. So it's like that. Now, if this person is in your consciousness, in your mental body right now, they're weighing heavily on your mind, excuse me. Let's go ahead and expand on this and see why that is. So with the tarot deck, please show me more information regarding privileged lady. Why is this the focal point or the focal energy, the influencing energy regarding Taurus's mind at this time, their mental body at this time? Why is privileged lady the influence or the central focus? Please show me. This came up in your mid-April reading. Did that like yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I did that. Or was it the day before? I did it recently. The wheel. Okay, that's interesting. I'll address that in a second. One more, please, for Taurus. Why is this privileged lady? Thank you. Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, that's kind of what I was getting as it was coming through. Not this card, but this feeling. So Two of Swords, wheel, secondary major for Sagittarius. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, but you don't have to be. And the Seven of Swords in the reverse, okay? So what I was getting is, like, I did say for a few of you, this could be you, right? The privileged lady. And I feel as though some of you are losing that status. You know, whether you're a privileged lady or gentleman, you know, just to allow a little bit that it could be for a man. But most people who watch tarot are female. And again, the Kipper deck is usually a lot tighter on gender than the tarot. But anyway, whoever this is, I feel that person is possibly set to lose some of their status, some of their clout. If this is strictly about money, money being not the only thing that comes with privilege, but it's usually there. There's concern about losing that. There's concern about it suddenly disappearing, or like I'm getting this sensation of being cut off, you know? So I don't come from a privileged background myself, but the little that I know about it, it happens sometimes where family and husbands or wives or whoever, you know, is sort of I don't want to say the breadwinner, but the person, like the privileged lady is not someone who's self-made in some of your cases. And even if you are self-made, what you have garnered, or what you've gained for yourself, what you've accumulated for yourself, it's like dwindling is what this feels like. It's dwindling. Time runs short with the wheel in the center there, and Two of Swords and Seven of Swords. So I feel like there's willful ignorance here, trying to maintain status that clearly isn't, it's just going away. Could be spending problems, right? Could be, you know, if I don't know how you make your money, Taurus, but maybe the industry that you're in, maybe the job that you've had, maybe the investments that you've made with your money are running dry, right? Or they're not returning the profits that you expect them to return, or that have been there before. And this is, you know, I'm not passing judgment in what I'm feeling here, because, you know, there's no point in that. To that, I'm just reading the cards and connecting with what my guides are bringing to me. And it feels like, you know, bad turn. Wheel, bad turn. So the wheel, in case you're unfamiliar in tarot, the Wheel of Fortune is like the name says, and sort of like the game show that comes on TV. You can win big or you can go bankrupt, right? If you think about the Wheel of Fortune, I forget what it's called in other countries, but if you look at that game show, if you've watched an episode or just look at clips online, someone can be up 50 grand, 60 grand or whatever. And then on that last round, they just lose all their money or whatever it is, you know, there's just one spin of the wheel and all of a sudden bankrupt. Now that could have happened here. Again, bad investments. And as a privileged lady, going back to what I was sensing before, it might not be that you're getting cut off. It might be that the person or the people that you're involved with, married to, in business with, related to, whatever it is, they have had a bad turn and you are now, you know, receiving that bad turn. Seven of Swords in the reverse and the Two of Swords. If you are not the person who's been controlling the purse strings, right? Or you've had access to the funds, or you've had access to, and it's more than money. So it could be access to other types of resources. It could be access to property, anything like that, you know, and it doesn't always have to be, you know, actual things that we can own or touch. It could be time. You know, it's very abstract. It could even be other people. Right? This could have been an entire situation where you as a privileged person have access to a certain person or group of people that other people do not. Okay. And, you know, so let's, you know, just to give you other examples, but I'm going to focus mostly on money because that's easier to connect to. So if you didn't have control over the money, you don't watch the accounts, you don't know anything about the accounts, you don't know anything about what's coming in and what's going out and who's paying whom and all this other kind of stuff, I feel as though this is a shock. And it's something you cannot believe, Two of Swords, or you don't want to believe, something like that. That's really sad because it feels a little bit like day and night, like the fortune and the privilege of this person in the Kipper deck is like overnight going to change. And it's in some cases no fault of their own. It's just the circumstances that they're in, the people that they're involved with. That's what's leading them down this road. And, you know, again, this card represents what is going to weigh on your mind right now, what's influencing or really resting heavily on your mind. That'll do it. Taurus, second house, you know, you are the first house where money or some type of material value or valuables exist. You know, first house, I am. Second house, I have. So you're the first house of possession, right? Whether we're talking about material wealth or material items or even things that you can possess in terms of like, you know, relationships. I have children. I have a son. I have a husband, whatever, right? So I don't think you appreciate what's happening here. Whether you have a hand in it or not, I don't know. But that's a rough, rocky thing to deal with. I feel mentally. Stress is an understatement. Blindsided is coming through. Some of you have no idea this is happening or that it did happen or why it happened and who's responsible and all these things. So there's a lot of questions still up here. And that's also, if you think about what a privileged lady or just a privileged person often can be, it's not, you know, that every one of them. Part of having privilege sometimes is having or being very contented with ignorance, meaning the world is your oyster. You can have what you want, go where you want. You can talk to whomever you want and all these things. You have lots of access. So when you have access to things and people don't ask you questions and you don't have to verify yourself or you don't have to prove your worthiness, right? You just kind of have this sense like you have a vision or a perspective on the world that in some ways is ignorant of what, quote unquote, the real world is like. Yes? So I feel someone here is going to receive a rude awakening in that sense. Like the real world is not what you think it is, if you think anything about it at all, you know? So the second card here, central focus or the influencing energy on your physical body, your physical health, or your physical surroundings, aka your body. Yeah. Okay. I wish you guys, this deck, it takes forever to shuffle just because of the finish of the card. So I do not stack these cards. I swear to you, I do not stack them. And this is a succession. That was card 12. This is card 13. Wealthy man. Can't make it up. Okay. So, and if you're into numerology, that's a 3. This is a 4, right? And he stays down here for the moment. So, kind of like what I was saying about the privileged lady sort of being like a kept woman. I didn't say that phrasing, but like that's what I was alluding to. Someone who doesn't have to worry about having a job, doesn't know where the money goes, where it comes from, who pays whom. It's just blissfully ignorant, right? In that first column that we were talking about. Now we come to the physical body. Either, again, your physical self, your skin and bones, your physical surroundings, where you live, where you work, where you spend your days, right? Or your health is being influenced by, if not your central focus is towards this person. Now, for some of you, it's your husband. For some of you, and again, Kipper is strongly more aligned with gender. I will open it up and allow this to be a masculine person, period. They don't have to be male. They could be a female. But I'm going to address it like a man, or this person as a man, okay? He, whomever he is, big player, big time, and big is relative, you know? On this card, maybe he looks like he could have been in like a subplot on like, what was that old 80s like nighttime soap opera? Dallas, Dynasty, one of those things, right? Or any, soap opera where there's a big mogul, right? He could be, that it doesn't have to be that. Big could be this guy makes, or, is like a thousandaire, not a millionaire, a thousandaire, right? So maybe he's got 100,000 in the bank, which is peanuts to a millionaire or even a billionaire, right? So big is relative. Whatever that means to you, wherever you live in the world, whatever your social status is, okay? This guy, for some, I gotta be honest, did not get there through above board means. Not in all cases and not all the time, right? So maybe some of the initial or somewhere in the middle, or maybe recently some of the dealings have been a little shady, and maybe it was like a one-off. And that, what did I say back here about Wheel of Fortune? Just one spin of the wheel and then bankrupt. So maybe for some of you, this person, this man, this wealthy man, he maybe was walking the line, minding his P's and Q's, doing everything by the book for several years. Only now, recently, in the past year or so, maybe a couple of years, he started to do some shady business on the side, or started to launder money, or started to invest in pyramid schemes, or whatever. It's like, I get the sense of somebody who, possibly because of promises made to the privileged lady or any other person in his life, he really has a desire for more, and that desire for more may have driven him to do things not so good, or again, not above board, not lawful, right? If it's not shady, it's legit breaking the law, okay? Yeah. And if you are married to this person, business partners with this person, doesn't have to be a romantic situation. You could work for them. You could be an executive assistant to this person. You could work in the mailroom. I don't know. But there's something where this person's actions have an influence on your physical surroundings, your ability to sustain yourself physically. So if it's not they cut your checks, they're the person who pays you for your work. And if they're indicted or something like that, the business goes under, now you don't have a job. That affects your physical surroundings. It affects your physical health, yes? If this person is closely related to you, your brother, your husband, your son, your grandson, whomever, right? And they're in some hot water and you worry about them, you're stressed about them, yes? That will affect your physical body as well. Do you get me? Like, there's so many different ways that this person is affecting your physicality, your corporeal body, and or your surroundings. Wow. Okay. I mean, and again, there's a lot of loyalty here. Like, I don't know who this message is for. Some of you are, like, someone is in this message, and maybe they'll never see this, but, you know, I feel like somebody here is, like, old money. Like, old money, right? And old money, this is par for the course, right? But I feel it's a shock because, I don't know, either it was never expected that this person were to do this or something like that. It's weird. But let's clarify. Why is the wealthy man here as the influential energy, central focus of Taurus's physical body at this time, their physical surroundings, and their health and wellness? Why is this the central focus or the influencing energy at this time? Okay. So first card out was Page of Pentacles, Eight of Wands second, and then the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So for some of you, interestingly, this could be your kid, or you have a child with this person. They don't have to be your kid. Page of Pentacles, Earth sign, energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Knight of Pentacles. Actually, that's the potential of 2 children. Again, they don't have to be Earth sign kids, you know, or, you know, your husband or your wife or whoever this is, your business partner. They don't have to be an Earth sign either. But bad, possibly listening, like taking bad advice a little bit, you know. Children might factor in here. I'm only speaking because of Page and Knight. But what I'm really sensing, because of the Eight of Wands in the center, is this person may have listened to uninformed people. That could be the shock, you know. Maybe it's not bad investments because this person wanted to do something shady. Maybe it's they got swindled, right? Maybe they were too trusting with their money. Maybe it was a good investment, because pentacles are usually solid bets, something that's assured or at least tangible. It's usually it's pentacles usually indicate that something is secure, firm, trustworthy. Yes. So again, it could be just bad investments and not shady dealings. But I also am getting this idea that someone got played in the situation, whether that be the wealthy man or the privileged lady or both of them together. And I feel one has more control than the other, the wealthy man. And you know, it's so traditional with the gender roles and everything like that. So that's really the image that I'm seeing. A man in power and a woman, for lack of a better word, being helpless to do anything about it. And the woman doesn't have to be, you know, his female counterpart, his cohort. It could be his daughter or his granddaughter or something like that. Regardless, it could also be that wealthy man here is affecting your physical body, in that business dealings are occurring as much as business is dwindling. I think there's this effort put into recuperating, right? So if anybody is a big shot, you know, like we were talking about, the wealthy man likely is, they're not going to just roll over and take a L. They're not just going to say, well, there go my millions of dollars, or there go my thousands of dollars that I've worked hard and saved hard or invested in, and you know, this person's going to get a game plan together, right? So you might have to, you know, for some of you Tauruses, this could be you, but I really feel you're mostly the privileged lady. So whatever this person is doing here, Mr. Wealthy Man, it feels like they want to assure you. He wants to assure you, Taurus, it's going to be fine. I have a plan in place. I've made some contacts. I've moved some things around. You and the kids, or you and me, or your family, if this is your boss, I assure you, Taurus, your job is secure. I just need to do blah, 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 and then everything's going to be fine. Like, this person is not going to give up without a fight. I don't know if that's necessarily going to make you feel good to hear that, because again, some of you, you're dealing with a person who is shady now or has always been shady, and some of them are going to continue to try and fix things in continually shady ways instead of being above board and kind of fessing up or trying to turn over a new leaf or whatever the hell it is, you know? So I feel there's a little bit of don't panic, and it's a little bit of a false narrative. Don't panic. I've got this under control. Do you? Like, I don't know whose story this is or how many of you will relate, but like, I feel like somebody here is being audited, indicted, things like that, where your name, your public image is being dragged through the mud, and in the balance hangs people, privileged lady, and it doesn't have to be one person, it could be many people, who don't have any control or say in the matter, but they will be affected. So what this person does affects this person over here. Yeah? And they are possibly with the Eight of Wands in the center there. I don't want to say frantically, but definitely, back and forth with regularity between whatever contacts they have, whatever people that are in their employ who are going to help them out of this mess. They're, again, moving funds from this account or this place so that it doesn't get audited or it doesn't get, caught up by the IRS or frozen by the IRS or something like that. Like, it's really high stakes shit that this person is involved in. And if you know that, or if I'm telling you that for the first time, it's stressing you out. So, so far, Taurus, your reading is full of stress. Not cool, because like I said at the top, I think birthdays are meant for celebration and relaxing and enjoying ourselves. And it's not that these are terrible cards, it's just the combination and the story that's coming through. It doesn't sound like it's much joy right now for many of you. If this isn't resonating with you at all, that's okay. Count yourself lucky, I guess. But if this is resonating, you have my sympathy, because it's not terrible, but it's heavy. It's thick, It's not easy to get through this, to deal with this, okay? This is, again, central focus, spiritual influence regarding your spiritual body, your spiritual awareness, your spiritual, not consciousness, but, if you believe in a higher self, things like this, okay? So, what is this? I shuffled this deck. I shuffled the hell out of this deck. It's actually sitting over here. We might flip through it just to prove it. The fact 11, 12, 13, what? 11, 12, 13. Okay. Okay. Taurus. Somehow, possibly. Now, it doesn't have to be physical money. They want me to tell you this, even though some of you are like, damn, I really want it to be. I hope it is too. If you hit big, maybe you're going to hit big at the casino. Maybe you'll, do a scratch off or something. Who knows? But they want me to tell you wealth in this context, in this position, spiritual body, isn't necessarily physical money, or at least it's not the only part of it, right? What does that mean? It's not the only part. Oh, so if you come into some money, it's not going to be enough to get you out of all of your troubles, but it's going to be enough to get you, to keep you afloat. Yeah? Sudden wealth, for some of you, is removal from this situation. If you're a privileged lady, and I didn't touch on it, but, they're reminding me what's here. Two of Swords and the Wheel, and the Seven of Swords in reverse. That can speak to an ending, but it's not a very splashy ending. It's a agonizing ending. as I said, stressful, this situation, yeah? So for some of you, in time, and I'm not trying to say good riddance to this person here, or this is what he or you or anybody else deserves in the situation, but, the wheel, divine karmic timing is indicated there. It just feels like someone here is going to be okay. It's your reading, Taurus, so I'm going to say that's mostly for you. If it's this guy and you're hung out to dry, that would suck. But I think it's you. And sudden wealth, again, wealth isn't necessarily monetary. For some, okay, let me go into this very, very quickly, just as an example. There is not a concept. It's a situational thing. Financial abuse. It's a real thing. Yeah. And I'm just, using a very, very, huge archetypal, almost stereotypical storyline here. If this was a marriage between a man and a woman, doesn't have to be in physical reality, but, traditionally speaking, this is how it goes sometimes. You have a man who's well-to-do, has a lot of money, he's a big-time player, blah, 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 super successful, right? Has a wife. Maybe he's older than her. You know how it goes, right? And he doesn't dupe her, but basically, once they become married, he locks her down. You don't need to work. You want to spend money? You come to me. I give you $20,000. I give you a spending account or whatever. I set you up with all the boutiques downtown, and you can spend your heart out. All I need you to do is go with me to a fancy ball dinner kind of thing, look sexy on my arm, look beautiful on my arm, pop me out a couple of kids, and we're going to have a happy marriage. That's the story. Financial abuse happens in that you sign documents with this person, let's say. So as the wife, as the partner to this person up here, wealthy man, you are now liable, legally bound with this person. Yes? And if you are not unaware of their status, their true status, Seven of Swords in reverse, Two of Swords over there, if you're not aware that this person is in severe debt, they're hemorrhaging money, they are a loan shark, whatever, right? You are still legally as liable, as quote-unquote guilty as they are. Yes? That's financial abuse. Other ways of financial abuse, literally, no, you can't have money, or you can't spend money on this. Well, let me go make my own money. You don't need to do that. You don't need a job. I pay all the bills here. Aren't you happy? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I want to go spend time with my sister and I need money to travel. You're not going to see your sister. You're not going to travel. What? Financial abuse. Here's your car, honey. Happy, 5th anniversary. Oh, I love it. It's a brand new car. Da, 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 da. And then 2 years later, I want to go. Did you drive to go see your sister? Revokes the car, takes it back, sells it from underneath you. Because he had the title the whole time. He's the owner of the car. Said it was yours. You've been driving it like it's yours. But it is his car. And he can sell it. It's his property. Do you get what I mean? So, I know that's a long explanation. So, sudden wealth, again, if you are somehow detached from this person or become detached from this person, that's wealth. Freedom is wealth. Freedom is one of the, if not the most valuable thing on earth. And if you have freedom, I hate to sound all like cliche and hokey, but that's nothing new there, right? If you have freedom, you are the richest person on earth. Now, it's not going to feel like that for many of you. They want me to tell you. It's not going to feel like you're rich. It's not going to feel like you're wealthy, but you are. And again, it's in the spiritual section. What's influencing your spiritual reality, your spiritual body, your spiritual awareness and consciousness. Yes? So some of you are doing, or you will be having, a dark night of the soul. Look into that if you are unaware of what that is. They're so much fun. Sarcasm. But they do lead to wealth in terms of spiritual wealth and freedom. when you go through a dark night of the soul and you are consciously aware of what you're doing. Well, not what you're doing, but you are aware that that is what you've lived through. That is what you have experienced. It's great. I recommend, even though it sucks. But let's go ahead and clarify this. For Taurus, why is sudden wealth the central focus or the influencing energy in their spiritual sector? Stubborn. This one. That one. Okay. Apparently this. Okay. Wow. Haven't had a card fall to the floor in a long time, but I can reach it. Give me a second. There it goes. Like that. Bought this bigger table so that wouldn't happen. One more, please. Thank you. All right, we're done with this deck for the night. So, first card out was the Knight of Cups. Page of Wands. They want me to keep it like that for the moment. And then the Moon. Knight of Wands, or excuse me, Knight of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Page of Wands, excuse me, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then the Moon, Pisces energy. So, through time, this is not going to happen overnight. There will be an eventual reprise or reawakening is kind of what they're giving me. Basically, after you go through some crap, yeah, after you go through some very horrible, trying, stressful, just everything we've talked about up until now, there is a revival of your own life is what this feels like. Now, they interestingly kind of whispering in my ear here, which doesn't happen very often. For some of you, it's going to take a couple of years for this to come about. And I don't usually tell time with tarot, with my readings, but they want me to just let some of you guys know. It's going to take a couple of years. It's not going to happen tomorrow, okay? And it's like basically you have to be, or someone in this situation, it could be, I mean, it's your reading, so we're going to say it's you, but there's more than one person here, clearly, with the Knight and the Page there. And then also with the two wolf, or wolves, I guess. The two wolf figures, or wolves, the black one on the left and the white one on the right, you know? So there is a connection that you have with someone, of any type of connection, that is subterranean right now. Moon energy. It doesn't exist in reality. Yes? It's subconscious to you. It's unknown to you. It's dormant inside of you. Again, we're talking in your spiritual, sector. This is what we're talking about. So some of you, unfortunately, have to go through hell on earth or some version of that to get to some type of reprieve with another person. Again, I don't know the type of relationship it is, but it's in the books. It's cooking. It's percolating. It's rising from the depths. But at the same time, in order to get there, you kind of have to, like I said before, go through a dark night of the soul. You have to openly explore as much as you can your subconsciousness, the darker sides of yourself, your shadow self, all that kind of stuff, okay? Google these things. Read up on it if you're unfamiliar. And you kind of have to be open. This is not going to sound great to many of you, but in many of your cases, you're going to have to be open to pain. Par for the course. Spiritual awakenings, par for the course. You'll have to be open and not begrudge or dwell too much on the pain you experience. It's not to say push past it. It's not to say to repress it or ignore it. It's just to take it in, recognize, oh, this really hurts me emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, whatever. I feel these ways. I feel awful. I hate this. I hate that. I hate him. I hate her, whatever. And own that. Sit in knowingness and own that, right? These are all like small techniques that you use in order to take on board what you're meant to take on board when you go through spiritual awakening, when you go through dark night of the soul, okay? You and another person are doing this, or you should be doing this. But again, for many of you, this is a slow cooker type of meal. This is not a microwavable, dark night of the soul, okay? You're going to be waiting a minute for this to really transpire. Now, the difficulty here is, I think, for you, Taurus, some of you want to put a pretty bow on it, Knight of Cups. Some of you want to push past the pain. I told you, you can't. I mean, you can. I would not recommend, but you can. But I don't recommend. And it's because I think Page of Wands in like a strange cross position. It's because you're in like this what do you call it? In between, in flux. You're changing at the same time that this is the best way I can do it because it's such a weird sensation that I'm feeling. But it's like a caterpillar when they go inside their little cocoon to become a butterfly, right? It's like as if the cocoon is going to open before the caterpillar has metamorphosized. Does that make sense? So, okay, I got you. If you haven't watched your mid-April reading, it's shorter than this, so feel free to watch it. But I think in that reading, the tone was, they're like giving me the tone was too slow. Holding back too slow. So it's like universe, spirit, God, something is pushing you to evolve and you are late to evolve. So the cocoon is opening because the timing says, hey, Taurus should be metamorphosized by now. You're a little late to your own metamorphosis. Now, that doesn't mean it won't happen. It doesn't mean that you should not try or that you should just, call it, throw in the towel or something like that. But I think if you are watching this and anything here is like hitting you a certain type of way, hop to as much as you can. And, again, with the Two of Swords back there and the Pentacles in the center here, I think there could have been some resistance. Not that I think there was resistance to face this reality. Because once you face this reality, then you can have your spiritual evolution. And I said it's kind of cheesy, but it's one of the small little philosophical truths that I've taken on board. You don't have to agree with me, but spiritual freedom is the richest thing. It's the thing that makes you richest in life. I don't have a lot of money myself. I've got enough. Take care of myself, take care of my little fur babies, right? So my idea of wealth is not really aligned with money. And I'm not challenging you, I'm not calling you out, but I have a good amount of spiritual freedom. I am so rich. People always say to me, Jay, how come this? How come this? And like, oh, you're just like so relaxed about everything and nothing bothers you. And, even in a stressful situation, you're the person I want to talk to. And I'm like, yeah, because I got spiritual freedom. I didn't always, but now that I do, and it's not a brag or anything like that, but it's what I would encourage you to do. If you were my friend and, we don't know each other, but if you were, this is what I would tell you. So I treat my clients like I treat my friends. I try to give you the best advice I can. Down here, what is the central focus or the energetic influence over your purpose. This is not what your purpose is, but this is what's influencing your life purpose at this time, okay? God. Oh my God. Taurus, what is your reading? Man. Adjudication. Card 30. Reduces down to a 3. The 11 was a 2, by the way, but I think you kind of know that. Adjudication. And I mean, look at who the judge is presiding over. Man and a woman. Okay. So, legal things, contracts of all types, and they're letting me know, of all types, are really influencing you right now. You know, Taurus, your archetype, fixed sign, Earth, fixed Earth. Of the fixed signs, you're probably the most loyal. Like, in a physical sense. In a sense where everybody will always know that Taurus is loyal. Versus Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, who, more than you, not in their different ways, they are quicker to let someone know, I'm loyal to you, but I'm done with you. Taurus does that, in my opinion, in my observation, does that the least out of the 4 fixed signs. I'm loyal to you, but I'm sticking with you. That's usually what you say. I'm loyal to you and I'm sticking with you. Even if it's a hard road for me or you or both of us together, right? Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, they will detach easier than you do. Just in their different ways, and you know, it's kind of marginal in some cases, but why do I say this? Here I feel for some of you, your purpose, and you might not like this, or rather what's influencing your purpose at this time is you are being shown that some of your contracts, physical contracts, karmic contracts / cosmic contracts, whichever type, they are not always in your best interest. And you need to be open to mediation, mitigation, and in some cases, actual litigation. What do I mean? Again, Taurus, you're very like, we can work on this. I can make it better. You can make it better. It's nobody's business but ours. You can be kind of private in those ways. And protective. More than private, protective. Right? That, like, this judge is the intervening figure between the man and the woman. Right? So, at this time, Taurus, you have to be open to outside influences who either want to help you, you know, I hate to say it this way, might need to punish you, or again, just serve as mediation, serve as the middleman, serve as the, you know, I hate to do this, but here you go, you know, something like that. I feel many of you have been loyal to a fault, and it's only going to, and let me tell you, that's like a huge karmic cosmic lesson for not just Tauruses, all of the signs in different ways and different scenarios to learn. Loyalty to people and or situations that do not serve you is only going to harm you in the long run. And I'm not trying to drag any person in your story. I'm not trying to call them the worst thing on earth or the worst person on earth, right? But what I am sensing is you have to do right. I shouldn't say it that way. It's not that you have to do right. It's more of like a, yeah, you're so subjective in the situation, you cannot be objective, right? You're so embedded in whatever this is that you can't see any other perspective. Adjudication part of your life, or what's influencing your purpose at this time, is to open up to different perspectives, to allow other people to tell you not what's going on and tell you what's good for you necessarily, but provide you with information or, again, insight that you don't have, or that you've been ignorant to of sorts, that you've willfully been ignorant of, or literally it's been kept from you. Going back to that story of the husband and wife thing, and he's out here cooking books for a living, right? And that's what's providing you stability in your home. That's what's putting your kids through private Catholic school and private colleges or whatever else. And then judge is like, so Mrs. Taurus, you didn't know that your husband was doing XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. And granted, I don't even think in a situation like that you can, I don't know. I don't know law, clearly, not a lawyer. But, you know, someone's going to look at you like, so this whole time you didn't know? Weren't you suspicious? Weren't you at all curious how this lifestyle or these things were provided to you, but you never saw the receipts, essentially? You never saw proof positive that your husband, your wife, your father, your son, your husband, you know, whoever, you never saw that this person was above board? That's what the adjudication is. It's outside people telling you, Taurus, wake up, look around you, question shit. That's that earth fixed loyalty. Don't question. Just stick to the plan. Stick to the commitment. Stick to the vow. Challenging to that, okay? Hope that makes sense. Let's clarify a little bit here. Wise adjudication. Central focus, or the influential, thank you, energy for Taurus's life purpose at this time. Why has this card come out as the influential energy, central focus of Taurus's life purpose at this time? Yep. Set yourself free is what's coming through in my mind. Set yourself free. Okay. So first card out was the Three of Wands. This guy, they want me to keep it like that. Nine of Pentacles. And the Prince of Swords. Absolutely. So remember up here, this side position Page of Wands that I told you about. That's like, again, that caterpillar, like the cocoon is opening too soon. It's a page also, by the way. Pages represent novice, young energy, underdeveloped, if not immature energy, okay? So if the cocoon opens and the caterpillar hasn't metamorphosized all the way into a butterfly, that would indicate page energy, yes? So again, on your spiritual side, your cocoon is opening up a little bit sooner than your little, you know, half melted, half caterpillar, half butterfly body is ready to deal with, okay? Now, down here, Three of Wands, that equals progress. That equals development and expectation of such. You know, I've set things into motion, or the trajectory of my life is shifting, so I'm ready to shift. Or I want it to shift, so the universe says, okay, Taurus is ready for their life to shift. Here we go. You know, it's like, I don't want to say it's like prophet. It's not about prophecy, but like that's a little bit of the vibe that I'm getting for some of you. And in the balance, in this strange like cross position, is your Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is that single lady's flex, not just for women, you know, but that, you know, that whole Beyonce song, you know, and her whole vibe of being an independent woman, right? And a successful woman, yes? Whatever, I'm not going to criticize her at this moment. But anyway, so Taurus, the Nine of Pentacles, this is your ticket to freedom, is how they're making me see this. Because here's the desire and the design of it and the expectation of it. And here it is hanging in the balance. Again, adjudication is the central focus, the influencing energy. Yes? And I feel this Prince of Swords comes through Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, the person whoever this represents does not have to be an air sign, but this could be a person who challenges you. Prince of Swords, aka Knight of Swords, right? This could be somebody who blocks you. This could be somebody who, oh God, I don't like that. Manipulative a little bit. Or you can take this type of energy and use it for your benefit. For some of you, this is an actual person who's going to show up in your storyline if they're not here yet, and they're here to monkey wrench the shit out of you. I'm not going to lie. That's why the Nine of Pentacles is in that side position, and it's not in an upright or a reverse. If it was reverse, I could read it just as easily as if it was upright. But it's cross. It's in the side position, yeah? So here's somebody, again, if they show up, if it's just you and there's no monkey wrench in person, then this is your energy and you can utilize it, and we'll talk about that in a second. But if this is someone who shows up in your life, they are monkey wrenching you. This could be a lawyer, someone who speaks on your behalf or wants to represent you in some type of, it's a shiesty person. Could be wealthy man, to be honest. Could be him, right? Coming in and giving you using his gift of gab to try to keep you where you are. So if this is a situation about, financial connections gone awry, and this person is getting sent, they themselves are now being sent to the cleaners by good old Uncle Sam, by way of the U.S., department or whatever it is, the IRS or whoever, right? This is this person coming back and like, oh, I need you by my side, or, oh, we make a great team, or, possibly, kind of Goodfellas style. I need you to hide some things for me. I need you to put some things up for me, because when the feds come knocking, I can't be in possession of it. Whatever. It's, if the person is shiesty, they're probably at some point, Taurus, going to ask you to do them a shiesty favor. Just saying. Don't like this person if it's not you. If it is you, Taurus, let's see. You have a chance to make a clean break. Clean break. Knight of Swords, traditionally speaking, is an energy of somebody who can act quickly and in their own behest quickly. They have very little regard for other people, and that would be a challenge for many of you Tauruses, because again, what did I talk about? Fixed earth. You love some loyalty, all right? So this is a chance for you to make a clean break into your own, not in some of your cases, maybe it is like literally into your own life. But it's really like putting yourself in the driver's seat of your own life is more what the sensation is. And that might be the first time. Because again, privileged lady way back in the beginning. People who are privileged, many of them don't drive themselves. Literally. In physical life. They've got chauffeurs, they've got drivers, they've got assistants and everybody to just go get for them or take them places, So this is possibly for some of you your first time to really do it on your own. And that's super fucking scary. I don't want to sit here. I mean, I can sit here because I'm not in your story at all. But I can absolutely empathize and sympathize with you that if you've never done it before, it's not a cakewalk. It's quite scary. But if you've had design on it, Three of Wands, if you've desired it, and that's the tricky thing sometimes when you are connected to the universe and you don't know that you are, but then you have a very strong connection to the universe, the cosmos, right? You can be in your mind thinking, man, I wish my life was different. And you could say that every day for a few years. You don't know that you're manifesting when you say that. That's not everybody who can do that. It's like you have a passive kind of, and I'm not criticizing when I use this word, but it's like a weak signal connection with the universe. So if you send that message out over and over and over and over and over again, Taurus, in passing, not super aggressive, you're not on your knees every night praying, you're not journaling, you're not consciously intending to manifest, but that is what some of you have done. And that's okay, because like I said up here, some of you are going through a spiritual awakening. This is a part of your story. This is the shitty part of the chapter. that you don't like to read. The main character is getting their ass whooped. Oh no, what's happening? The hero is getting beat up. Happens in most great stories. The hero has to lose a couple battles before they win the war. Okay? What is the last card here? All right, so this position, spiritual connections, soul connections. Do you have some? You do. I don't care what kind you have. I don't care how many there are. Whatever label you put on it. But this is going to be the central focus or the influential energy over one or several of those soul connections. Okay, let's see. Get out of here. Come on. What? Let's look at it right now, because I said I would do it. I've had this deck for years. It is not stacked. Like, look how randomized these numbers are. And the lovers, concern, like, look, the numbers are randomized, right? There's a 6. Like, there's no type of order to these cards. It's crazy. This hasn't happened to me in a public reading this heavily, to have all of these cards have a theme so strongly present. Ridiculous. Okay, let me calm down and get on with it. So, unexpected income. So for some of you in this whole thing, now this is a late stage breaking news type of thing that's coming through. Perhaps some of you set this ball into motion, but I was kind of talking about it here. I was talking about it more in like manifesting and like your relationship with the universe, your relationship with spirit, your relationship with, the powers that be, and how you can have some type of passive influence on your own life. I was talking about it there. But what I really mean here is some of you set this ball into motion covertly, secretively. You may have been... Now, if this is... It would be super convoluted and complex and crazy dramatic if this was like a family situation, a marriage or something like that. But I'm going to use this example of employer and employee because it's a little bit easier to kind of break the loyalty there, right? In quotes. So if this was your boss and they were indicted or audited and they told you, hey, Taurus, we're good, right? I've always had your back. You've always had my back. And we're going to, we're going to ride this wave together. And you're like, uh-huh, yeah, yep, yes, we will, right? Some of you gave that pretense to whomever. Again, in this scenario, I'm going to say it's your boss. So you gave that pretense to this person. They thought they were in good with you. They thought that you were not going to turn evidence on them or turn against them in any type of way. 2 of Swords, 7 of Swords in reverse, right? Come to find out, Taurus has been possibly, in some cases, lining your pockets. If you were doing shiesty things, be careful with that. But I just see for some of you, you actually do or have had some type of awareness that you were getting played or your boss or whomever was super shady and that was going to implicate you in some unlawful way. And you were like, okay, I got to safeguard myself. And in the process of safeguarding yourself, if your boss has been throwing you bonuses for keeping your mouth shut, here's an extra $2,000. When you went in for questioning, they didn't come out with anything. Here's a bonus under the table. You're like, thank you, even though I'm really gonna like turn evidence on you. I'm really gonna like rat you out. Very dramatic. Pull from that what works, what doesn't work, leave it alone. But there's something here about someone didn't expect you to make out so good in this situation, Taurus. Or you don't see it. Either the unexpected feeling is coming from another person outside of this situation that we've been talking about, or it's you. You didn't realize. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. For some of you, if you're like in a really like high profile situation, or it's just like so dramatic, it would make for like good TV. Like literally you might sell your story to, a publishing house, a TV producer, something like that. And that's how you get unexpected income. You turn your tragedy into drama, in which, somebody can act it out on screen, and all of a sudden you get, people pay for the rights of people's stories all the time, you know? Erin Brockovich, I'm just going to I've never seen that movie, but I know that's a real woman who sold her story, and, that's one of the most famous Julia Roberts movies ever made. Never saw it, though. Anyway, unexpected income. Now, again, soul relationships down here. So that, everything I just said could have related to someone who is a soulmate to you. You may or may not know that person already. Or, they're giving me this. Or you guys come together. You come together and you make unexpected income. So for some of you, not that you're meeting someone new necessarily, but it's like a new way to function in a soul connection. For some of you, whomever, or it could be more than one person, whomever your soulmate is or are, you will meet them, you will make all kinds of money, success together, and you never knew this person before, or they are already in your life, and a new pathway, like a new little side street, is being paved for the both of you to walk down so that you can make this unexpected income. Interesting. Okay, wow. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. What a reading this is. Man. Taurus, let's figure out what's going on with unexpected income. Someone could be also paying you. Okay, wait, let me take that back. Hold on. They want me to not, okay. It kind of goes with the caveat that I would normally give when I talk about soulmates, but I'm stopping doing that because it's not my job to tell you guys what you should and should not believe about soulmates, at least in a public space. But for some of you, see the cuff of the hand that's dropping the coin and the ring that's on the finger there and all that stuff. Oh God, this camera. I might just get like a really, really fancy camera that actually functions well. Anyway, so you see the cuff and the ring and everything. It looks like it could be the hand of the wealthy man. So it could be the wealthy man pays you, and that's how you get unexpected income. It could be this person owes you damages. Okay, I did mention that earlier. Quick. Remember, these two could have been married. Remember, talked about kids here and everything like that. This could be child support or alimony. If you and this husband or wife or whatever your marriage partner is, this person could have to pay you, right? That's what happens in divorce sometimes. Alimony, child support. Here it comes every month. No questions asked, So that could be unexpected income. Isn't that something? Very quickly at the end here, that could, and the unexpected part could be, not only did you not know what was going on financially, you didn't know that this person had as many assets as they do. So they're actually more liquid than they ever told you they were. So even if they're going to the poorhouse or they're downgrading in some sense financially, they can still afford to pay you, by court order. Wow, interesting. Okay. That's only for like one person or a handful of people. I don't know. It's crazy. All right. Why is unexpected income central focus, influential energy over Taurus's soulmate connections, soul ties at this time? Why is this the influential energy, the central focus? Show me. Yes. Okay. It's your kid. It's your kids, Marty. It's your kids. A little Back to the Future humor there. Something's got to be done about your kids. 3 of Cups. Okay. So why am I laughing? Why am I, quoting movies from the 80s? Got a page of coins and a page of cups. Earth sign energy with the coins, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Water sign energy with the cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. If there are children here, it could be, again, the unexpected income comes because of children. Now, again, it's for the kids. The money is meant to sustain them and pay for them and, pay for their needs and everything like that. And maybe, again, it's unexpected because maybe this whole time, wealthy man or whoever has been like, I ain't got no money for no kids. Well, lo and behold, the court says that you do. They audited you and you have more than enough money to pay for these kids. Or, it's your kids, Marty. Okay, let me stop. Or it could be somehow that the children make money, lead to money. I'm trying to tread lightly here because I don't have kids, and I know people can be easily offended or, be very sensitive when you talk about kids. But it's like the children have the potential to make money or, I don't know, garner attention. Something like that. Now, there's a potential in there. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm not trying to say anything or accuse, but there's a potential in there for exploitation. You sell your life rights. That means you sell the rights to your kids sometimes. Or if you agree to be on a reality show, all of a sudden now the kids are on TV too. Do you get what I mean? So there's something about the children. It's not for everybody. Okay, take as much of that as is necessary. Also came out the Three of Cups. I feel like this is like someone approaches with an offer. Taurus, your life story would be great to publish, to broadcast. We could sell it to Netflix, whatever. I don't know. It's like, I don't want to make it sound trivial. But again, soulmates are of all types and for all purposes. Some of you might have a soulmate who's like a publicist, like an editor, a TV producer, someone who wants to use your story, your experience to turn profit, to, make a name, a household name out of you or household name out of whatever. There's something here about that type of offer for at least one of you. Yeah. If not that, because thank you, they're like releasing me from that. They want one of you people, one of you Tauruses, whoever you are, hit me up. Like, you don't have to put your story out in the comments, but like, tell me, email me. I want to know who you are. I'm not just trying to stalk you or anything. I'm just curious because this is crazy. So I'm getting away from that. Thank you. We get away from the celebrity, rags to riches or like turning your story into like a TV drama, right? This could just simply be for some of you. You could create a business with a friend. Three of Cups can be about friendship, celebration, reunions, things like that. So for some of you, like remember earlier where I said, under the financial abuse tirade I was on, where the husband is like, you can't hang with your friends or you can't visit your sister or whatever I said, right? And now you go back to your friends or you make new friends. But again, it could be reunion. So you go back to, you reignite some type of friendships that have gone dormant. And out of that, you and your friend can start a business. I feel this is very much like a Cinderella story. It's kind of weird that I'm going to call the privileged lady a Cinderella story, but it's more of like a spiritual Cinderella story where you or whoever is resonating with the story, but again, I've been saying Taurus the entire time, so I'm going to say it's you. You've spiritually been Cinderella, the caterpillar, not knowing you're going to one day become a beautiful butterfly and, spread your wings and flap your wings and travel the earth. Yeah? This whole time you've been crawling on a little tree branch thinking, this is my life and this is where I am. It's very limited, right? A caterpillar versus a butterfly in terms of travel, right? So spiritually, that was you, caterpillar, not going too fast, not going too far, being kind of, limited to a tree branch and that's it. Then you metamorphosize and you become this butterfly. That's what this is. And not to do that, but part of that is also linking up with trusted people who are also butterflies. 3 of Cups. It's not an unequal friendship. The 2 pages here, again, for some of you, it could be someone you knew when you were little, right? They could have kids, you could have kids. Maybe you create a business together that caters to children. Maybe this experience for you has taught you, you know what? I need to prioritize my kids because that was hell, everything that I went through with that man or everything I went through with that boss. And my kids were almost, suffering because of things that I didn't know or things that I participated in that I was kind of duped into, whatever. So there is some type of creative, savvy energy coming through the 3 of Cups. Anything else before we wrap this up? Okay. I'm gonna, it's kind of like a Taurus 101 again. So Taurus, behind all of this is your capacity and focus on love. You love your children, you love your friends, you love your husband, you love your wife or whoever. You even love your boss, even if they treat you like crap and they almost got you, in so much trouble with the law, whatever. Your ability to be welcoming and nurturing and supportive to people, I think is an asset more than it is a demerit, right? And I think this story is just a long lesson in discerning who is worthy of that energy that you have, that capacity to support, that capacity to be loyal, that capacity to stand by someone's side through thick and thin, even if they are selling you down a river. Does that make sense? I think some of you, they're saying some of you had that with the pages here in your soul connection position. Some of you had that when you were little and it was thrown off track. This ability to discern. That's very interesting. So that's very interesting. For some of you, this soul connection or soul mate of yours is going to remind you of what you were like when you were little. Either the person is from your past or the connection you have is going to remind you of, hey, I already know how to do this. I already know how to discern. I already know how to stand up for myself. I already know how to tell a person that they violated my boundaries or that they're undeserving of my loyalty, or I'll be loyal to them, but only to a certain point. Like, you know that you have these skills and they already exist in you. You just were disconnected from them for a while. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Taurus, this has gone on long enough. Happy birthday. Nearly an hour and almost 20 minutes, okay? If you found anything here that resonated with you, drop a comment down below, leave a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so before. Taurus, if you want to get at me for a personal reading, we can expand on this particular reading or elements within, or you can ask me a brand new question because maybe none of this resonated with you. Who knows? You can find out how to do so by looking in the description box below and checking out the steps you need to take in order to order a personal reading with me. Once again, guys, if you want to find me live here on the channel for your birthday season, I will do that either on May the 8th or the 9th. I will go live, answer any questions that any of you Tauruses have. We'll do that. We'll hang out for maybe an hour or two. Who knows? And so you can find me then as well. Okay? Taurus, I thank you guys so much for watching. Again, happy birthday, friends. Take care. Bye.